Hello, welcome back to We Met Behind the Castle. I'm actually in the park sitting behind Spaceship Earth. There's Walt over my shoulder. We're here today for Food and Wine Festival. We're gonna check out some other booths, grab some food. I think Ashley's gonna join me. I don't know if we're going to do this. We might leave for Halloween Horror Nights, but I thought I'd come here a little early, do some of the merchandise, grab some food items, maybe walk around World Showcase a little bit and see what's going on in other countries. And then I think we might head out, but yeah, come along with us to Food and Wine. And up here above or right behind Spaceship Earth, they actually have these windows, and that's where the new lounge is going to be. So there's a Spaceship Earth themed lounge, and I will insert a picture of it. It is beautiful. I'm really excited. They're gonna have really great views of the fireworks. So I can't wait to see what that lounge looks like once it opens. So this is the Eat to the Beat concert series, and it has begun. The Fray was here on August 30th and 31st. Tonight is Sugar Ray, and it is at the American Gardens Theater, presented by Florida Blue. And they're bands that you probably know, and were very popular at one point, or might still be popular. But I will say it's a lot of bands that have stopped performing live usually, or have not made as much music. But they are still very popular bands, a lot from the 90s and early 2000s. But this is definitely worth it if you're here. Sugar Ray, so it's gonna get crowded tonight because there's a lot of people that like Sugar Ray. Yeah, so pretty much every weekend is when they play. So I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday sometimes. They do throw some Thursdays in there as well, but we're hoping to be here for Joey Fatone and friends. I've got Eat to the Beat concert series dining package. Ashley doesn't have reservations available for that day yet, but around 1 or noon, reservations for cast members has been available. So we'll see. Thought for a little bit of a break. My feet hurt because we've been doing Halloween Horror Nights all weekend, but I think we're gonna head in here. I might go into one of the shops at Gateway and get like a little snack. I don't really want to try food without Ashley, so I don't think we're gonna do any food booths yet, but Ashley should be getting here in a couple hours. And I can occupy my time going in the pavilions and stuff, maybe walk around, update you on what's on the menus at different places, and then kind of snack on something like crackers or something. And then once Ashley gets here, try some foods, which, I mean, that's going to be no time for you in the video. It'll be like, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes. So we will try food today. It's just, I don't want to start this early because then I'll be full by the time she gets here. So we'll wait. But we'll go around to the different food booths and talk about each of the menus and like scope out what we want when Ashley does come. So maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, let's do that. Let's hype ourselves up for when Ashley gets here in a couple hours. Something must have happened to the Australia booth, or they rethemed it for something, because that's the Australia booth right here, and it's just like a white tent. So that's interesting. Some dark clouds rolling through. It actually might be pretty good. The sun's like right above me. I wish it'd kind of come over this way. I don't want it to bring any kind of storms or rain, but yeah, so maybe some cloud coverage. It's pretty cloudy out today, but it hasn't rained really all weekend. It rained on Friday night, opening night of Horror Nights, but it rained probably an hour before the event started, so we didn't even get wet. It was great. But yeah, usually Food and Wine opening weekend and Horror Nights are roughly around the same time, and it rains, but we've had some really good weather. It's not been as hot as it had. It's probably lower 90s, not mid to upper. And at night, it's been getting pretty nice out. So we're gonna start backwards. So this is World Showcase. World Showcase is that way. We're gonna head back this way. These are the restrooms on the left-hand side. Right-hand side is Forest and Field, but we're gonna go back here towards the new food booths and make our way around that way. Go right, go all the way around towards Test Track, Odyssey Building, Flavors of Fire, and then up towards like Guardians. And then hopefully by then, Ashley will be ready and we'll be here to try the foods, but we're gonna go around and see what are we excited about? What are we looking forward to? Grab some of the dishes that we might see on the pathway and be like, oh yeah, there's a good item over in Italy or something like that. So we're gonna check out these food booths first, and we're gonna make our way around the world. Each of the stands have one of these menus that has the pictures next to them, and I'm a visual learner, so we always come over here to look at what looks good. Grilled cider brine pork tenderloin, grilled bison, iron roasted Brussels sprouts. You got a Pinot Noir and a spice apple old fashioned. Yeah, so I think this will be one we definitely try, I think. That sounds good. Ooh, look. They're smoking it back here. Wow. This is called Harvest Hollow, which is a new seating area. It had been under construction for a while, and then they put down this AstroTurf hubgrass baby. And they've got hula hoops in here and shaded seating and benches to sit down and relax. Got some fans up here on the poles. That's a nice area. And that is right in between Milled and Mulled and the Bramblewood food booth, which is right around the corner here. And you can smell the meats being smoked out here, and it smells so good. I was looking for this sign. I walked right past it. This is called Milled and Mulled, and Ashley and I came here. Ashley got the donut hard cider and the blueberry hard cider, blueberry pie hard cider. Both of them were very good. I'm not a cider fan. And then I got the cheesecake, and I think it might be one of the best cheesecakes I've ever had. It sounds funky because it's a Boursin fig, and it's got the cheese with fig jam and pomegranate, but it is the perfect mix between sweet and savory. So I'm interested to try the other things. This is typically similar to what they used to have back in the American Pavilion for this festival. And then that sounds really good. So we'll have to try that. And then I'm not a white wine fan, but I love red wine. So I might try that Chocolate Shop chocolate red wine. Okay, so this this place is called Swirled Showcase. So a play on words for World Showcase, and it is ice cream. And they do have a food and wine specific ice cream flavor, but I'll have to look it up and see which one it is because I'm not sure exactly which one it is. But yeah, let's check the passport because I don't actually see, because these might actually all be specific to the festival. So let me check. Yeah, so I think they're actually just using this as a food festival booth now. They do usually do soft serve ice cream, and I think you can usually get Dole Whip from what I remember here during non-festival times, but during festival times, we got liquid nitrogen frozen sweet potato mousse. That sounds really interesting. I like sweet potatoes, I like candied pecans, and I love caramel. Soft serve ice cream, which I'm pretty sure is here all the time. I'm not sure the cinnamon apple is here all the time. That sounds like a fall flavor as well. And then the frozen apple pie. That looks good, non-alcoholic. You got root beer float. I think those are here all the time. The toasted coconut porter. I'm not a huge beer drinker, but maybe we try that. And then a toasted coconut float. I love toasted coconut, so those two are very tempting. I just don't like beer a lot. And then a berry vanilla, geez, I can't talk. A berry vanilla float. So, and that is that Swirled Showcase. I love the name of this booth. Probably my favorite name of any booth ever created or any quick service type window or restaurant at Walt Disney World. Right before you head into World Showcase. And then here's a visual menu. I like the visual menus better. A lot of fun. Autumn chili. It sounds good. I just don't like lamb. But the pork belly, that's tough because it's the one thing I really just don't like. It's the texture kind of thing for me. This they've had variations of. I can't wait to try that. But that burrata, because that feels actually pretty light. Because a lot of food and wine is heavy. Yeah, I can't wait for this. Oh, here's Emile's fromage montage. So this is the start. So anything that has cheese in it is Emile's fromage montage. And those are the rules. Purchase any 5 menu items listed below. Make sure you get a stamp for each of them. And then you can collect a Shimmering Sips hosted by Corksicle. You can go to and get an item there. And then complete or treat. I think it's like a mousse, I think. We'll have to check it out. But it's usually like a cake or a mousse to celebrate. But those are the different cheese items that you can get to complete Emile's fromage montage. Swirled Showcase is there, the bathroom's right there, and then you got Forest and Field. I'm gonna do these two food booths because they're kind of in awkward spots. Actually, I'm gonna go around this way because I think Custodial's working there. But yeah, we're gonna go to these 2 food booths because they're kind of in weird locations, and I'm not gonna circle all the way around and then come back this way to just go back that way. So we're gonna do Shimmering Sips. Shimmering Sips has guava cake, And I think that probably is the completer. I don't know that for a fact, but it's typically from here that you get it, and that's for Emil's Fromage Montage. And then you get a corksicle stemless flute, which is like a souvenir cup. And these are the drinks that you can get. Usually a lot of champagne or sparkling wines and mimosas. Oh, a mimosa flight. I don't know if we've had those before. I think those are all familiar flavors. So, and that is called Shimmering Sips. This is the Hawaii booth. The pork slider, which is the very famous pork slider that is at every Food and Wine that I can ever remember. That sounds really good. The Hawaiian rice bowl. And then there is another, Emil's Fromage Montage has a little cheese symbol next to it, so that's part of that little completer set. Get 5 and get a completer treat over at Shimmering Sips. Alani Sunrise sounds good. Vodka, Dole Whip, pineapple juice, and grenadine. That'd be very refreshing. And Hawaii's just as you enter World Showcase from back behind Spaceship Earth. Look at that. Right as you enter into World Showcase, you've got Remy up there on a chocolate sundae. What the heck? It is a photo pass spot, so if you want a picture in front of Remy back here, I'm assuming it says Food and Wine on the other side. We'll check. But there is a line right here. Photo pass is taking a picture. Oh, no, it doesn't say it. So, all right. That is fun, though. It's a little fun photo op. So, yeah, that's the Australia booth this year. Big white tent. It's so strange. Something must have happened to that booth. But this is the Australia visual learner menu. We've had those. Those are good. Those shrimpies. Very spicy, I think. Like they've got a little bit of a kick from what I remember. Roasted lamb chop, again, not a huge lamb fan. Lamington, these are usually here as well. I don't think I've ever had the Lamington either. And then beverages with alcohol. It does look like they're only selling bottled water at the stands now, not soda products. Storm clouds. I like the coverage, I just hope it doesn't rain. I do have an umbrella, but yeah, I don't really want it to rain today. That would be not very, very nice. Refreshment Port, which is right behind this World Showcase, is a food booth for Food and Wine as well. And they usually do a traditional poutine normally during regular park hours that don't have festivals, but they also do a fall type dish. This year it looks like it's the braised beef poutine. And Borson looks like they're a big sponsor this year. Probably can't read that menu, there you go. But Borson looks to be a big menu sponsor this year. So a lot of Borson cheese and different Borson ingredients. And this is usually a good judge as to how crowded Epcot is the Canadian food booth for Food and Wine. So we'll see what Canada's booth has to offer. It's the same every year, but it's a cheddar cheese and bacon soup and filet mignon. And then they usually do change up the alcohol a little bit, but this has been the same ever since I can remember. I have noticed because areas have emptied out because of, you've got Communicore Hall, which has now a food booth. You have outside of Communicore Hall that has a food booth. So those are 2 food booths. That new plaza area that we were just in before World Showcase, those are 2 new food booths. So those are 4 new spots, and usually there has been in the past food booth there, and then there's other places around the park that there's been food booths in. But I have noticed they've emptied out some of the back part back here where it used to get real crowded and congested, which I actually really like. We're back in the UK right now. And that used to be where the Ireland booth was. Yeah, so without the Ireland booth, you really have the UK. So you go from back there in Canada all the way up to France without a food booth. So it's pretty interesting. And I will say I do like that just because, again, like I said, congestion back there was usually a problem, and in other parts of the park as well. But because of the new locations, I think it's helped the crowd flow. We've made it into France, and this is another way that it just gets really crowded because you got, so you got the Ratatouille ride. So there's a lot of people going back that direction. Their food booth is the most popular, I believe. It always seems to have the longest lines besides Canada. Here's a look what they've got. We've done, do they still have it? Yeah, the escargot. It's really good. And I've had the creme brulee. I don't know if it was mango passion last time. I think it was, I can't remember what fruit it was, but I don't think we had that flavor yet. Yeah, I will say the menu is presented in French, and I think it is actually one of the more adventurous as far as the menu is concerned. So if you're an adventurous eater, this is definitely one that I think you'll want to check out, because they tend to have, obviously they have escargot, but a lot of times they'll have duck. Duck's a very popular item there. They do different flavors that they mix together that don't typically we see a whole lot of in the US. So it's definitely a good food booth if you're an adventurous eater. I love to try different things from their food booth because, again, it's very unique to what we don't really have here in the United States. So definitely recommend France. And now we're onward to the Tangerine Cafe for Morocco's food booth, and it is indoors. But yeah, we were there last time when we were at Food and Wine. So I don't think I'm gonna film indoors. I'm gonna film the menu outside of Tangerine. If you wanna go back and see what we got from the Tangerine Cafe and actually see the food items, you can go back and see the 3 ciders that were probably the 3 best ciders that I've ever had at Epcot. It's gonna blow right by Brazil and Belgium because I forgot. Oops, my bad. Let's go check out the menu. And again, for all my visual learners, there's the pork belly. We've had this before. It is very, very good if you like pork belly. People really like this. This is actually different than what I had had previously. It was more of a flat looking pancake with cheese on the inside last time I had it. And it looks a little different now. So yeah, if you're into cheese bread, that's pretty good. I'm just interested by this. I have to come with Matt and make him get that because he'll drink beer. And I'm not a big beer person. Not a big alcohol person. And then back here around this corner is Belgium. So this is the exit for Belgium back here. We'll go in this way because the food booth exits out this way, but this is just to kind of show you where we are. So registers are down that way, so you enter by the Moroccan bathrooms. It's a pretty crowded area because they do have the Liege waffles that are really popular. So they have a warm chocolate Liege waffle and one with berry compote, and then they have a beer braised beef. So it's a very popular food booth. The menu is actually tucked back here by the exit, so if you want the visual menu, you have to kind of stand in here by the exit where the forks and spoons are, but this is really good. I really enjoy this a lot. It is heavy for the summer, but as it gets cooler out, that's really good. The Belgian waffle with chocolate ganache, fan favorite, fan favorite. Both very good. Both have been here forever. I think since 2010, both of them have been on the item or on the menus. I think I had a Belgian beer menu, coffee. Ooh, Belgian chilled coffee. That sounds really good. I might try that. Yeah, I might get that later today. That sounds good. And like a frozen coffee. Heck yeah, sign me up. All right, back in here. This is a really good area too if you can find seating back here because they have tables by Belgium and Brazil. And then you pop right back out here and bam, there's Morocco. Tangerine Cafe is this way, and then Morocco's food booth is also this way. There are normal menus out here in front. You enter through here. This is usually, again, a longer line. But there is the regular menu. This is what it's called, Tangerine Cafe. It used to be a quick service restaurant here in Morocco. They have changed it, and it's always a food booth now. It operates as a food booth for the food festivals. And Tangerine Cafe's menu, so that's an exit, but that's where you can sit as well to enjoy the food booth. But right around here on the right-hand side is going to be the menu and the entrance into Morocco's food booth. There's usually tables right outside here in front of the front door where you go into the actual food booth. But over here, Tangerine Cafe, and here's a look at their menu. They've had the grilled kebabs for a very long time. So they've got lamb and chicken, a falafel pita, Moroccan bread. And then again, these are the 3 best ciders I think I've ever had, especially the Kiel Farms one. The Kiel Farm one tastes just like a fruit roll-up. It's amazing. And then that pistachio cake. Kids always get the pistachio cake because it's green, but pistachio I would say is a very unique flavor. So it's always funny when kids are like, I want the green cake. Up next, right after the Moroccan pavilion, is going to be Greece. This is the stage where the Moroccan band plays, and then Greece is right next to it. And Again, another pretty popular one because of the fried cheese. So I'll show you what I mean by that. This right here, griddled cheese. So it's more of a griddled cheese, not a fried or grilled cheese, griddled. And it's got pistachios and honey, a lamb gyro, impossible moussaka. Then you got some Greek wines. They're very well known for their wines, but I love their booth. It looks just like we were in Santorini for our honeymoon. It looks like that. It's so cool. It's kind of those whitewashed buildings with the pink flowers. Yeah, I like that a lot. And again, here is the visual menu for the Greece food booth. Spanakopita, very good. Impossible moussaka, have not had that. That looks really good. Might have to try that. I'm not a big fan of the griddled cheese. It's very heavy, and it's a lot of grease because it's griddled, and it's pretty darn heavy. So if you want something heavy, it's pretty good, especially if it's a cooler day. And then we got a lamb gyro, which again looks really good, but I'm just not a big lamb fan. And that looks Greek melon limeade looks really good. And in between Japan and Morocco, they always have the festival market, which has some of your festival merchandise that you can buy. There is a cold drink beverage cart between Greek and Japan food booths. And Japan actually has 2 entrances now. That's pretty interesting. They have done that in the past, but I would say since COVID, they really haven't done the 2-sided food booths. And maybe because it's a busier weekend, because it is Labor Day, I think they might have gone with a 2-sided line here. This is right outside the Japan food booth, or sorry, the pavilion. And here's a look at the menu. Since 1996. It's one of the older food booths. Sushi looks so good. And we've had the chicken bun, but never tried those different looking sushi. It looks like tacos. And I think that they're the little, what are those called? Cherry blossom blooms are always really pretty on the front of their booths. There is a subtle drizzle, nothing too crazy. Actually feels good, honestly, because the clouds have pretty much just taken over the sky, so it's pretty shaded out here, which is great. And then the funnel cakes booth actually has seasonal funnel cakes based on the festival. And here's a look at what they've got. They've got the tiramisu funnel cake for Food and Wine. And just off to the right-hand side, we got the American Pavilion. And they have an American booth, and it is very unique. I think I filmed it last time we were here, but it is hot dogs, all hot dogs this year. So we're gonna go check it out because this is the first time I can remember America having all new items. Like I think every single item on the menu is new this year. Flavors of America: New York style hot dog, Chicago style hot dog, Carolina style hot dog, Southwest style hot dog, and a freshly baked chocolate pudding cake with bourbon caramel. So they went all hot dogs with the menu this year. But I will say, I don't think I've ever had New York style hot dog. I've never heard of. The other 3 I've had. Umbrella up. It is raining. People are clearing out the pathway. Heading in. Gelato though. Everybody's waiting for their gelato. Rain will not stop me from getting my gelato. I think I pointed this out last time. They didn't used to have a cart here. It was just kind of like a bar area. So, I don't know. I think that cart's probably a month old maybe. Because I wasn't here before Food and Wine, so I don't know when it began or when that started. But the Italian booth is very crowded as well. There were a lot of complaints about the menu online and some very interesting video and pictures of the Italian nachos. But there you go. There are the Italian style nachos. And from the videos and pictures we've seen, they don't necessarily look like the Italian nachos on this picture. Cheesecake looks good, but very simplistic. So yeah, I think we'll try it. We'll see how they are. There's a look at the Spain booth. Picture menu. Spanish charcuterie. It used to come in a cup. And then the paella negra. Yeah, I don't know if I would try the paella negra because I do not like octopus unless it's fried, like calamari, obviously. The charcuterie sounds very good. Might have to try that. And then you can see it's really dark over there, and here comes the rain. I know a lot of people are going to look for the Germany food booth because you would think it would be here right in the middle of the country, or at least to the side, but it's over here past the country. So if you keep walking, you actually will run into Germany and the Alps. This is typically where, yeah, Snow White is currently meeting. She's undercover. Yeah, so Snow White meets there. Germany's booth right here. They usually have a German band out here playing some German music. And then they have the Alps food booth over here as well. We're gonna take a look at the visual menu. There you go. So we got a pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese. Bratwurst on a pretzel roll. And an apple strudel with vanilla sauce. And then they have a Schaffenhofer lemon zest. They usually have the grapefruit beer, but this one's a lemon zest. And then they have a beer flight. So all the beers that are included at the festival or at each of the booths, sometimes they'll do a flight. It's the 3 beers on the menu. This is what they have at the Alps booth. They got a warm raclette Swiss cheese with ham, baby potatoes, cornicones, and baguette. And then they have a baby potato one, so one without meat. And then a dark chocolate fondue. That's good. I have to get that too. I love fondue. And this is a look at their alcoholic beverages. And that is right next to the Germany booth and the little stand where the German band plays. This is called the Alps. Next one is called the Refreshment Outpost. And this is one that they often theme after African-inspired dishes. Ooh, that sounds good. Peri peppers. Probably pretty spicy. It's impossible spicy. They do a really nice job with vegetarian and vegan options for food and wine as well. I wonder if that tastes like a zebra dome. That looks like a zebra dome from Boma. We'll probably be back here because Ashley wants to try some of these hard ciders. Just over the bridge for the refreshment port is the India food booth. And then they have a Chinese food booth up there as well, but we'll get to that next. And the Indian food booth is going to have potato and pea samosa, chicken tikka masala, then a corkless. Then they have a corksicle stemless flute. The oh so very popular Chinese food booth, and this one is up there with the longest waits. I would say this in Canada. So we're gonna go over here and look at the the menu over here because it is the visual one. It's the same as the other menus. I don't really know why I'm showing the other ones, but we'll cut those out. So we had this yesterday, or not yesterday, Thursday, and that on Thursday. This was really good. This could have used a little bit more salt, I think, but it was good. Oh, look, there's tables over here now and tables over there. What the heck? There's not food booths that close to any of these. Maybe the Chinese food booth, I guess. But I guess Mexico's further down this way, so yeah, it's kind of a weird spot, honestly. Mexico's food booth, 1996, so another original. Wow, those both sound really good. Oh, that looks fantastic. Mexican cornbread with chocolate and cheese?
It's my corn. It's basically my corn cake.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. And we have a booth called the Noodle Exchange, which is since 2021. Ramen with shaved beef. Thai shrimp with rice noodles. And then ramen with tofu. And then our beverages include. These ramen sound really good. It's just really hot out. I don't know how good ramen would be when it's this hot out. The Brewing Lab has wings and beers. It is in the Odyssey building, and it features a lot of experiments by the Muppets, and this is one of them. Impossible buffalo chicken tenders with blue cheese, celery, and ranch. That sounds really good and really refreshing. It's a Twinings tea with pomegranate and raspberry and orange ice cream. Ah, that sounds good. It looks like a frozen drink. The Muppets are crazy, man. Making all sorts of good stuff. Here's a look at their menu. And bubbles. This is very fitting right around the Muppets area with bubbles blowing around their menu. It's a lot of fun. And there's the pickle milkshake. We tried that. Ashley tried it. Not great. I wish you guys could smell it. You can smell the grill. Got some meats cooking over here near the fry basket. Oh my goodness. That smells so good. What is that smell? It's not French fries. Oh no. Flavors of Fire is right there. That's right. I was like, what is that smell? That's not the fry basket, because the fry basket's French fries and sweeter items. Oh, there's the visual menus are always fun to try to find because they put them in random spots. Oh, Test Track. It's called a fry basket. I don't think we've had those. That wasn't before. They didn't have that. Like the candy pecans, toasted marshmallow, cream, and bourbon maple syrup. That's not, they didn't have that before. The other ones they had, but those sound, well, I guess no. That's different too. Ah, we might have to try this then, because those are two different French fries in the French fry flight, which is good because then it keeps me coming back each year and wanting more, because I mean, I think that was the same, but the other two, those are new options. So Creation Shop, just straight ahead. Test Track back over behind us where the fry basket is. Coastal Eats is the one right here, and then Flavors of Fire is the one over on the left-hand side. Let's do Flavors first, and then we'll go back towards Coastal Eats. And then I think we've hit, no, we haven't hit all of them. We got to go to Communicore. So we'll go to Communicore after this, but I did want to show you this. This is really cool that Disney's doing. It's Disney Impossible, so it's like their branding of Impossible meats. And I'll let you read it. This is pretty awesome. And this shows you at every Impossible spot or location that has an Impossible menu item, it shows you how much less, land, GHG emissions, and less water they're using to make these things. And that looks so very good. We've not done a Montreal style burger. Montreal style burgers are a little bit more on the, give you a little bit of a kick. A lot of pepper, I think, is used in Montreal style. That's a Meals. Oops. Oh, it's on the other side. Here we go. Steakhouse blended burger. That sounds good. That sounds really good. We do love Impossible meats here. You can't even tell the difference. It's crazy. Smoked corned beef, we've had that before. That's really good as well, but very heavy. Oh, I can smell the grilling going on behind me. Oh, it's so good. And just right outside the Creation Shop is Coastal Eats. Oh yeah, there's a playground over here for the kids. That's in that little map that I showed you at the beginning of the video as well. So this is Coastal Eats. We're gonna head over here, look at the visual menu. Here's a look at the Coastal Eats menu. It's never a real extensive menu, but it's always one of the best as far as the food. So if you like seafood, they got a lobster tail and a jumbo shrimp cocktail. And we've had that. That's really good. Ashley's like allergic to lobster tail, so I would have to eat that. But they are both $13. Spaceship Earth. And if you keep walking across World Celebration, over on this side is a food booth called Festival Favorites. And Festival Favorites is year-round, so Festival Favorites never closes. And they actually bring different dishes that people have loved and that are iconic here at Epcot. They bring them to this little food booth, and they rotate them. It hasn't been around long, so I haven't seen how much it rotates and how often, but they've had some of the best Festival Favorites here when I came here last time, which is really cool. So like, they pick off different ones that have been very popular and they place them in this booth so you can enjoy them year round and not just during the festival. This is for the festival specifically, which I believe, yeah, these are all festival favorites from the past. So like you've got a lot of Irish milkshake here, so that used to be the Ireland booth. This used to be over in the Germany booth. The frozen s'more, I believe, with Flavors of Fire, I think it was. Key lime tart was somewhere else as well. The pork rinds, I think, was also with Flavors of Fire. So, and then kielbasa, is that German, right? So, yeah, that's pretty cool. There's Mickey and Friends, and then just around the corner, Spaceship Earth there, just around the corner here, and that's the line for it, is what is called Communicore Hall. And we were here the other day. I don't mind the space. I know a lot of people don't like it because it was not like what the concept art was. And it is the very first festival, and I don't know how much time they really had to prepare for this as far as like when it was going to be done, when they were going to be able to open it, and then also just, you know, planning it for a couple of years as to what it's going to look like. And I still think there's a lot of room for growth here, but I do think Disney did it right. This food booth is called Macatizers. It's a very popular little area just because of the kids, I think, and then it being a food festival, it's a pretty popular food booth. Here's a look at the food booth. And we got the truffle mac and cheese. And we also got the Impossible chili cheese. And they were good. They weren't anything to write home about, but could use a little bit more flavoring, I think. Jay has joined us. She's back here. And we're headed to get the ravioli over here at Forest and Field.
We got the pumpkin ravioli, J-Dog, and this is part of Emile's fromage montage. Oh, stab. It's pumpkin ravioli, so it's gonna be pretty good.
It was really good. I enjoyed that. It had the pumpkin on the inside of it. They had cheese on the top, so if you don't really want cheese or you're lactose intolerant, I think it's a really good one. Wasn't huge portion sizes, but I think perfect for food and wine, and it really did. It had really good flavor if you like pumpkin.
It was from Forest and Field.
And we are on to our next food booth.
We've got our trash can table. Very nice, very elegant, very demure, very mindful. We have a tostada de camarones, tempura battered shrimp atop a fried corn tortilla with guacamole, cabbage, chipotle aioli, diced mango, and chili lime powder. And then the dessert is a pan de elote, traditional Mexican cornbread topped with chocolate sauce and queso fresco.
Did you say pan? Pon?
Fun. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Jay's tostada, very good. Had fried shrimp on it. It was had a little bit of a kick. So if you like a little bit of kick, I think Jay got a lot more spice than I did, but that was really good. Both of those, 10 out of 10. Like those were both definitely good again. And I would almost say must get, because that cornbread with chocolate sauce and then it had a little bit of a sour tang to it. That was so good. There's a rainbow. That looks like the pot of gold's in the China Pavilion.
Do you see it?
Oh, double rainbow.
Got the New York dog, which is sauerkraut, a tomato onion like sauce, and it's got like a spicy mayonnaise on it. That's good. On a brioche bun. Right, so we got the Wagyu Tamaki sushi, handheld sushi with sweet and savory American Wagyu beef, topped with Takana Japanese pickles and spicy mayo sauce.
Yeah, Japanese pickles. Presenting Jay with her food. The last food booth of the night, Flavors of Fire. We're gonna get the burgers. There's an Impossible Burger and a blended meat burger. I don't even know what that means, but we're gonna try it. It'll be pretty good. I was over here and I could smell it all the way over from Odyssey Building.
That lady smelled really nice who just walked by.
Yeah, she did not smell like hamburgers.
All right, so this is a look. This is a blended burger, and this is the Impossible Burger. And Jay's pulling up the menu now. Trying to. All right, so the Steakhouse Blended Burger, beef and wild mushroom slider with truffle brie cheese fondue, arugula, and truffle potato chips on a sesame bun. That is not a sesame bun though. And then that's the sesame bun. Impossible Montreal style burger slider with cheddar and tomato jam on a sesame seed bun. I just think that they did it so that they could tell. Yeah, they could tell the difference.
Other than the lettuce.
That's a smart idea. So it's different on the menu, but that's okay. Gonna do it for our night at Epcot. It is the next day. I forgot to do an outro, but I was soaking wet because it did rain. It was very humid, so I had to come home, take a shower. Forgot to film an outro, But Food and Wine Festival, the dishes that we had today, none of them missed for me. They were so good, all of them about a 9 to a 10 on the rating scale. Out of 10. They were unbelievable, had some of the best food that we've ever had at the event today. And in our last video, had one of the best desserts that I've ever had. So this 2024 Food and Wine is crushing it this year. Can't wait to try more dishes. We will be going out a couple more times over the next couple of weeks. And I can't wait to show you what all they have to offer there, because it's one of my favorite festivals in all of Central Florida. So thanks for watching this video. We hope to see you guys in the next video, and we hope to see you guys at Food and Wine.